64% of Americans see cancel culture as a threat to their freedom. And I have to say right off the bat that I agree, because this is a giant issue in our country. Cancel culture stems directly from a fascist type of mindset, which of course is exactly the type of mindset that we see springing up more and more when it comes to SJWs, when it comes to the mainstream media, when it comes to social media and big tech. They all have a very fascist mindset where they want to shut down, destroy, continue to silence anybody who has an opinion or a worldview, a viewpoint that they don't like and that does not fit the mainstream establishment narrative. So this is a thing that is continuing to happen more and more, and everyone is starting to be aware of what is going on. Most people nowadays are aware of what cancel culture is, even if they don't agree that it is cancel culture or whatever. Pretty much everyone knows at least what is cancel culture for the most part. Now, a lot of people actually don't understand what cancel culture truly is. Cancel culture isn't you deciding as an individual what you are going to support or not support. That isn't what cancel culture is. That is just you deciding who you're going to give your business to. Cancel culture is when you go out of your way to try to force other people to also stop supporting other things. And if they don't, then you go out of your way to then attack those people. Cancel culture also includes, destroying people for opinions and viewpoints that you don't like. This is happening more and more. We're seeing this happening now with people like Gina Carano, who literally lost her job at Disney, was fired for a social media tweet where she gave her opinion on something. And instead of Disney, going to her and being like, hey, we don't really appreciate what you said here. Do you want to maybe explain yourself a little bit here, or maybe give some sort of, expoundment on what you mean by this? Instead of that, they just offed her immediately. That is cancel culture. Cancel culture also includes continuing to, ban people from social media, from all of the social media and big tech platforms for opinions and viewpoints that you don't like. This is happening continually, and it's happening to a very select group of people, mainly conservatives. So everyone is aware of what cancel culture is. Cancel culture is a very fascist type of mindset. And it is wrong. It is completely wrong. A poll released by The Hill on Monday showed that 64% of Americans believe that cancel culture is a threat to their freedom. The information comes from a Harvard Caps Harris poll survey released exclusively to The Hill, showing that 64% of the respondents to the survey stated that there is a growing cancel culture that is a threat to their freedom, while 36% said that they do not view it as a threat to their freedom. The poll also showed that 36% of respondents said that cancel culture is a big problem. 32% said it was a moderate problem, and 20% said it was a small problem. 13% said it was not a problem. Merriam-Webster defines cancel culture as the practice or tendency of engaging in mass canceling as a way of expressing disapproval and exerting social pressure. As a way of expressing disapproval and exerting social pressure, it depends on what they mean by this. That's a pretty vague description of what it is, but for the most part, I guess it's sort of correct, but not totally correct. The results of the survey reveal a potential growing sense of people being unnerved by recent cancellations in the press and culture. And this, they talk about like Dr. Seuss here. This happened just recently to me. I was in a Target, and I was passing by, and there was this couple there, and they were just looking at some Dr. Seuss books that were in Target, and they started talking about what was going on with Dr. Seuss books and how they were being canceled and stuff, and they were talking about that, and they were not happy about it. Just some random couple that I just managed to pass by in a Target. And I didn't know who they were. I didn't know anything about them, but they weren't happy about what was going on. And they were talking about how insane that was, how absolutely insane that was, that is exactly what's happening here in this culture. And I was like, that is probably what the majority of people feel and think. So members of the media have also recently suffered cancellations and firing over unpopular statements. The Daily Wire reported on the firing of former television show host Piers Morgan after he said they did not believe many of the accusations against the royal family that Meghan Markle made during her interview with Oprah Winfrey. That was his opinion. That was his opinion on the matter. People are more than welcome to challenge him on that opinion. But when you get to the point that you are fired for such a small opinion like this, that is insanity. So, and of course, he's not the only one. I talked about, you know, like Gina Carano and all of these different things that are continuing to happen more and more. More people are starting to wake up to see how much of a problem this is, and that's good. That's good, but 64% isn't high enough. We need more Americans to realize how dangerous this is. People aren't looking at the big picture. People aren't looking at, you know, the entire perspective of just how dangerous cancel culture is and the dangerous precedent that it sets for our culture moving forward. What cancel culture is, it is the very first taste of a fascist culture, which is exactly where America is heading very quickly when it comes to big tech, social media, the mainstream media in general. So with that being said, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new here to my channel. I'd appreciate that a lot. And I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.